Dear students, in the last class we have learned about refraction through glass slab, and when light travels from denser medium to rarer medium, it will move away from the normal, and when light travels from rarer medium to denser medium, it will travel towards the normal. And we also learned briefly about the refraction through spherical lenses. About lenses we have studied, right? There are two types of lens, namely convex lens and a concave lens. Convex lens where it is bulged outside. Convex where the both surface, double convex lens I quoted, where it is curved outside both the sides, thick at the center and thin at the edge. And if we view any object through the convex lens, you can see the bigger image of that object. And we have another type of spherical lens, that is concave lens, where it is curved inside. It is curved inside. Cave means it is curved inside and thin at the center. If you touch it, it is thin at the center and thick at the edge. And if you view any object through the concave lens, you can see the object in a smaller size. So this much we have studied in the last class. Now we will learn today about few basic things related to lens and how the image will form, or how the ray when enters in a convex lens or concave lens, in which direction it bends or which way after refraction, how it travels. So about that we will learn today's class. Now if you take the convex lens, we will draw one convex lens, children. Two curved surface, it is bulged both outside, here center C1 and one more center we will take, because it is curved both the sides, C2. Since it has got two centers, C1 and C2. Okay, this is center of the lens. Now if you see here, this convex lens, this curve is obtained by taking this as center. So it is center of curvature for this curve, and it is indicated here C2, center of curvature, and here C1 I have written because it has got another curvature here. It's this curvature center is this one. It is center of curvature. Lens have two center of curvature. And the center of this convex lens, it is denoted by letter O. It is called optic center. O is nothing but a optic center. And similar to mirror, we have here the principal focus. Principal focus, and here also it will come exactly the midpoint of O and C, denoted by F, capital letter F, exactly midpoint of C and O. Now what is this principal focus in case of lens? Now if you take the convex lens, and if parallel rays will travel through the convex lens, after refraction they meet at a point. That point, the point of converging the refracted rays after refraction, is called the principal focus. And if you consider the rays traveling parallel here and refraction takes place here, and it will meet here. And if you consider rays traveling here from this side, then after refraction from this side it will meet at here. converge at this point. That is the reason we have two principal focus. Now, if you draw the diagram here, the parallel rays, here the central line it is, I will draw the thin line here just to see, and that I have drawn this line, imaginary line, it is called principal axis, okay, principal axis, and any ray traveling parallel to the principal axis, or if you consider the ray of sun coming and falling on the lens, it is considered to be parallel. Two rays we will take here. Parallel rays to the parallel to the principal axis. Now, after refraction in a convex lens, it will meet at a point. After refraction, it meet at a point. Here. This is the principal focus. In the same manner, if you take the parallel rays from this side, coming from your right side here, from here, and it will meet here. So, two we have principal focus, and the distance of the principal focus from the optic center is the focal length. This is the O and F, it is nothing but the F1 or F2 if you take, it is the focal length of the lens. And here we will consider the convex lens in which the focal length is same, both side the focal length is same, and here it will come exactly midpoint, okay. And how to get practically this focal length? If you concentrate the sun's light, because it is coming from far away, the rays which is coming far away is considered as parallel rays, parallel beam of light, and when it focus, when you take convex lens and focus it will concentrate at a particular place. So, take a paper, take a convex lens, and if you go, you should go outside to get the light, and when you move it, the paper, or keep the lens and move the paper in one particular direction, you will see a small spot of light on the paper. Okay, it is nothing but actual image of the sun, or it is the rays which is collected here. This is the focal point. Okay, by that you can find out, and at that point if you keep the paper for a few more minutes, then you can see it will become blackened, because when the rays concentrate at a particular point, you know sunlight has got the heat energy. So, all heat energy together, it will get more temperature, more heated up that particular paper, and you can see the blackened, or the smoke may come, even it may catch fire. So, that is the way we can find out practically the focal point of the convex lens. Now, what about the concave lens? In concave lens, the thing is different. Same manner, if you take the center and draw the thing, center, optic center O, and here also we have two centers. For one this curve, this curved surface, one center, and for one this curved surface, another center, C1 and C2, and center of the concave lens is optic center. Now, if parallel rays, parallel to the principal axis, this is the principal axis which is passing through the optic center and center of curvature, after refraction, how it travel? Where it travel? Actually, it won't converge, it diverge. It will diverge like this. Sorry, I did mistake. It will travel in this direction. Same manner, if you consider this light incident here, after refraction, it diverges to the, it diverges. And if you stand here, these two diverged rays, if it appears to be coming from a particular point, it appears to be coming from a particular point on the principal axis. Here, it appears to be coming from the particular point. Okay. Now, if you stand here and see, for your eyes, it appears to be coming from one particular point and they are appear to be diverging from this way. They are appear to be diverging. So, this is actually the focal point of the concave lens. Focal point of the principal focus of the concave lens it is, but it is not the real one. Really, they won't start, the rays won't start, it won't come from this point. In the same manner, if the rays are traveling from here, after refraction, they move away like this way. If you bring it back, you will get one more principal focus F2, which is not real. Okay. So, in this way, we have in concave and convex, we have two center of curvature, two principal focus and one optic center. And the rays which are traveling parallel to the principal focus after refraction, in convex lens they meet at a point and in concave lens they appear to be coming from one point. That is about the principal focus. Now, how the image will form in concave lens and convex lens? To study that or to do the ray diagram of it, that we will see experimentally later, whatever thing we have to do. Before that, now using the ray diagram or we have to come to know or we can study the properties of these images in a properties in the sense what is the characteristics of the images in a convex lens. If you take the object keep it at different positions like beyond center of curvature or between center of curvature or at center of at focal point, etc., in convex and concave, that to study we should know how to draw the ray diagram, we should know how the ray of light after refraction travels in case of concave and convex. Here three important types of rays you have to remember. One is a ray parallel to the principal focus, how it travels after the refraction. Second one, if it travels through the center of curvature, optic center. If it travels through the optic center, how it travels after refraction. And third one, if it is passing through the principal focus after refraction, how it travels. These 3 points we should give attention, which will help you to draw the ray diagram. Okay. So, in concave lens, we will draw first. It is easy if I will take the concave, convex lens I will take. Okay. Thin lens actually you have to take. This is optic center. Now, a ray is traveling parallel to the principal axis. What is principal axis? The imaginary line passing through the center of curvature and the optic center. If a ray is traveling, in case of convex lens, a ray is traveling parallel to the principal axis. Now, after refraction, how it travels? So, after refraction, it passes through the principal focus. It passes through the principal focus here. So, after refraction, it travels like this way. So, in case of convex lens, remember a parallel ray after incident here, after refraction, it travels, it passes through the principal focus. Understood? Now, this is the first ray. Now, second ray is when it passes through the optic center. A ray which is passing through the optic center. So, I am taking one ray, it is passing through the optic center, through O it is traveling. So, after refraction here, without any bending, without changing its direction here, it travels in this manner. You may ask why it is so. Here, at one particular case where whenever in case of refraction, perpendicularly the light travels to the interface where two media will meet. If it is perpendicularly fall on that interface, then after refraction it won't bend, it will go straight. That is only one case. And if it come obliquely and fall on the interface of the two transparent media, then bending takes place, and that bending, how it is towards normal, away from normal, that we have studied in the last class. So, according to that rule, the law of refraction, it will go straight here whenever it passes through the optic center of the lens. It may be concave or convex, the light always after reflection travels in the same direction, straight. Okay. Now, third ray you have to remember, a ray which is passing through the principal focus. A ray which is passing through the principal focus, say it is the principal focus, a ray is traveling along this direction here. After refraction, a ray is traveling in this direction. Okay. Now, after refraction, how it travels? After refraction, it moves, it travels parallel to the principal axis, parallel to the principal axis, like this way it travels. Okay. So, if it is traveling along the principal focus, the ray of light incident in this direction, after refraction, it travels parallel to the principal axis. That is about the three rays you have to remember, which will help you to draw the ray diagram, okay, while forming the image in case of the lens. Now, what about the concave lens? These rays, three rays. So, if we draw the concave lens, optic center O, this axis. This much thick it won't be there. Actually, here and here refraction takes place. I haven't shown. For your convenient, we will take the bending from this point. Okay, children. Now, a ray traveling parallel to the principal axis. This is the principal axis. A ray is traveling and incident on this concave lens, like this it travels. Now, after refraction, how it travels, where it moves. So, it looks, is actually diverging, no, after in a concave lens it is diverging, it goes like this way, and it appears to be coming from the principal focus. It appears to be coming from the principal focus. So, it like this way it goes. In case of concave lens, the ray which is parallel to the principal axis, this axis, after refraction here moves along this direction, and it appears to be coming from the principal focus. It appears to be coming from here and moving in this manner. So that is the way in case of concave lens. What is the concave lens, children? A ray which is parallel to the principal axis. After refraction, it appears to be coming from the principal focus. From here it started, it appears, that is why I have used the dotted line, because actually light is not coming from this point, okay, but it appears to be coming from the principal focus, so it will move like this way. It is the one ray. Now the ray which is, as I said, in case of convex as well as concave lens, the ray which is always traveling through the optic center, whichever direction you take, like this way or like this way, whichever manner if you take, whenever it will pass through the optic center, after refraction also along the same direction it travels. There is no bending. Can you observe? There is no bending, it moves straight. This is the in case of optic center. Same it is for concave and convex lens. Now if it is passing through the, if a ray is coming from the principal focus along this direction, a ray is traveling along the direction of a ray is traveling along the direction of principal focus. This is the principal focus. So along this direction a light is traveling here. So after refraction it moves parallel. Here it is coming, it appears to be coming from like this way. Okay. So dotted line I will draw. Not real, it is not coming here. See, along this direction is this direction which is starting from this point, appears to be coming from this point. Here after refraction here the light travels parallel to the principal axis. Light travels parallel to the principal axis after refraction here. Light travels parallel to this principal axis. So these are the three rays you have to bear in mind while drawing any ray diagram, okay. Now what about the property or the characteristic of image? In case of convex lens, we always get the real image which is inverted. In case of convex lens, we will get a real image, whether it is object is far away or whether is object is beyond the center of curvature or at the center of curvature, whichever case, except one case. If it is at the principal focus, then it is the rays are parallel, the refracted rays will travel parallel. Other than that particular point, the remaining point if we take in convex lens, we will get always real image which is inverted, okay. But in case of concave lens, we won't get a real image because there the rays are diverging. They are not converging. When the rays, the refracted rays meet at a point, then only we will get the image. But in case of concave lens, they are diverging, they won't meet, so there is no question of real image formation. But when you see through your eyes, the eyes or the brain thinks that it will start from a particular point, because when the rays are diverged like this way, the refracted rays, we will think that it is if you move it back, they will meet at a particular place, and from that particular place, which is nothing but the principal focus of the concave lens, from that point the refracted rays are moving, and from that particular place we can see the image. But if you keep the screen there or anything, we won't get the real image, just we can see the object. Okay, we can see the object, small object which is erect not upright it is. Okay, inverted image we won't see, there it will see straight image and which is small in size. The size is small here, but in case of convex lens, as the position of object from far away, when the object is far away, in case of convex lens, the image is small. At the focus point, principal focus point, you will get it. As you bring the object closer and closer, the size of the image is increasing, and that image will slowly coming close to the this one lens. But when the which object is, as you bring very close, the size of the image is enlarges, it is real image, it becomes bigger and bigger, and the image will move away from the lens. The position of the image will be away from the lens. It is almost, you can compare the formation of image, that its size, its characteristic almost similar to the mirror, the concave mirror which we studied earlier. In case of mirror, it is concave mirror, the real image we will get, and in case of lens, it is the opposite. In a convex lens, we will get the real image. In the same manner, in case of mirror, in a convex mirror, we will get the virtual image, whereas in case of lens, it is ulta, it is opposite, the concave lens, where we will get the virtual image. To do the experiment for the objects, we will use the flame of the light, usually candle flame we will use. After refraction, if you keep the screen in the other side, you will get the image. In case of convex lens, which I will show you the coming classes, you will get the image on the screen. Its size is smaller first when the object is far away, then gradually it become bigger and bigger, and at the center of curvature, after refraction, you will get the image. It is same size as the object. At the other center of curvature, you will get it. Okay. Then if you bring it still closer, the image becomes still bigger, and it will form beyond the center of curvature. That is in case of convex lens. Okay. So the three rays in case of convex and concave rays, the three important rays. One is the parallel ray, parallel to the principal axis. Then the second ray is optic center, and third one is if it is along the principal focus, how it travels. So that three rays, if you remember, in case of convex as well as concave lens, we can make use of this to get the ray diagram, where the same property you can observe later while doing the experiment. In the ray diagram also same characteristic you will get, whereas the real experiment when we are doing also the same result we will get it. That is about the formation of image. Just we will try to draw the image, then you will come to know how to get it. So one convex lens. First I will draw the line. Along this line, principal axis, will try to draw the figure. So take the compass. You have to take very big center of curvature. Okay. I have to draw correctly. same radius you have to take. Okay, center O, and exactly the midpoint of this C1 and O. You have to take the exactly the midpoint. Okay. Here the midpoint F1, here also midpoint F2. Now an object is, say, beyond C. AB is object perpendicular to this principal axis I have drawn. Okay. Now first you have to take the parallel ray. Parallel ray you have to take. Where it goes after refraction, it travels along the principal focus, like this way. Along the principal focus it will go. And second ray you have to take along the optic center. Along the optic center you have to take now the second ray through the optic center. Optic center after refraction it goes straight, right? So like this way it comes, same direction, in this direction. Now where is the image? Where the two rays will meet, there is the image formation. Here is the image. Since it is coming from the head part, here it is the head part here. So it is A dash, it is B dash. So what is the image? Since they are meeting here, actually they are meeting, it is real image. The position is between F and C, okay, and it is smaller than the object. You see the image here and the object, it is smaller than the object. Inverted image between C and F, the center of curvature and F, real image, we will get it. Okay. Now here in textbook, don't get confused. Since F is midpoint of O and C, usually they will write center of curvature as 2 times this point, 2F2. Here they have written 2F1. It is nothing but C1 and C2. Okay. 2 times they are written. Now second one is you can keep it, say, between F and object, will keep it here. Here we can keep. A, B, object will be here. So 2 rays you have to draw. 2 rays you have to draw. You can try at home, children. I will show it. The rays. One is parallel ray. So after refraction, how it goes? After refraction, it goes through the principal focus. Like this way. And second one is through the optic center. Second one is through the optic center. Second ray. And you have seen the after refraction also, same line it travels. Now where they were meeting here. So you have to draw the diagram. They are meeting here. Here. It is A dash, B dash. Now if you see here, after refraction, The two rays I have taken, both are meeting at here. Since this is coming from the head of the object, so head will be here, and see the size, it is bigger in size, object is smaller. Since it is rays are meeting, it is real image is always inverted, so inverted image of the object we got, it is beyond C, beyond 2F we got. So few more figures are there in textbook. Today you can go through it, children, and try to draw the figure. It is page number 90 and 91. In case of convex and concave, the other more position they are given, and it's a characteristic they are given in page number 88 and 89. So go through it, okay? You will come to know and try to draw the figure. They are very important. Exam definitely they are giving, draw the ray diagram. Thank you. We can show the image of the banana trees on the paper using convex mirror. I will focus the image. You can see now clearly the inverted image of that same trees, the banana trees on the paper. Paper is act like a screen. Since it is a real image, inverted image from the far away, now it is little away from me, that trees, you can see the image. See, now I am changing the position here either by changing the screen or the lens. The F point I will get clearly at one particular point. You can see the clear image of the inverted image of the trees. Can you see, children, clearly? That is the focal point. Okay. The flame of the candle is the object. I am placing the convex lens on the wooden stand, and now the flame, the object and the lens are very close. Now where is the image? What is the size of the image and nature of the image? We will see it. Now see the image. It is bigger image. Image is bigger in size, and it is away from the mirror. Mirror is here. Image is far away. Bigger in size, inverted image you can see. Now instead of changing the position of the object from the lens, I will move the lens, so the distance I will change now. Distance of the object and lens I will change. Now see the image. It is, see the image. Now it is almost as big as the object. The image is inverted image is almost as big as much big as the object, and see the distance. The mirror lens, convex lens and the object, and the convex lens and the image, they have the same distance. Okay, it is at the C position. Now I will increase the distance of the lens and the flame, that is the object. Now see the image. It is smaller in size and it is close to the lens. It is smaller inverted real image because I can get it on the screen. It is smaller in size, inverted image and close to the lens. So that is the way the position, the size of the image changes as we change the object and lens distance.